Welcome back to True Crime Stories. Let's look at the timeline of today's case.
Okay, so this case, this one is going to sit with you. It's Washington, D.C., August 2nd, 2006. And we're starting with Robert Wone because Robert Wone matters and his story deserves to be told properly before we get into everything else. Robert is 32 years old. He's an attorney working for Radio Free Asia. By every account from everyone who knew him, he is kind, he is hardworking, he is genuinely well-liked. He's married, he has a full life. He is, by all appearances, exactly the kind of person nothing terrible is supposed to happen to. On this particular Wednesday night, Robert has been working late at the office. He needs to stay somewhere overnight rather than make the longer commute back to his home in Northern Virginia. So he calls up an old college friend named Joseph Price, who lives in a townhouse in the DuPont Circle neighborhood with his two partners, Victor Zaborsky and Dylan Ward. Can he crash there for the night? Of course, they're friends. Robert arrives at the house on Swan Street Northwest at around 10:30 in the evening. He's shown to the guest bedroom on the second floor. Everything is normal. Everything is fine. 79 minutes later, a 911 call is placed from that house. The caller is Victor Zaborsky. He tells the dispatcher that someone has broken in and stabbed his friend. Emergency responders arrive within minutes. They find Robert Wone in the guest bedroom, unresponsive, with 3 stab wounds. He is taken to George Washington University Hospital. He doesn't make it, and right away, right from the very beginning, investigators are looking at this scene and something is not adding up. There are no signs of forced entry anywhere in the house. No windows broken, no doors forced, no indication that anyone came in from the outside. The neighborhood is quiet. No one heard anything unusual. And the guest bedroom where Robert was found, largely undisturbed. So Price, Zaborsky, and Ward give their statements to police. And their story is that an intruder came in, attacked Robert, and left, quickly, without confrontation, without being seen. And investigators are listening to this and looking around at the scene, and it just doesn't hold together. Because here's the thing about a violent attack in a small enclosed space. It leaves evidence. Things get knocked over. There's a struggle. The physical environment reflects what happened in it. But the guest bedroom where Robert Wone was found doesn't look like that. Items are in place. The room is calm. The scene looks almost staged in its tidiness. And then the forensic results start coming in, and things get even more complicated. Robert has 3 stab wounds, but the amount of blood at the scene is limited, significantly less than you would expect from injuries of that nature. Forensic pathologists note that the wounds themselves are precise, controlled, the kind of pattern that doesn't match a panicked intruder moving quickly through an unfamiliar house in the dark. And then the toxicology report comes back. There are substances in Robert's system consistent with paralytic or sedative compounds, meaning there is a real possibility, then documented, forensically supported, that Robert Wone was incapacitated before he was stabbed. Let that land for a second, because if that's true, the intruder story doesn't just have holes in it. It collapses entirely. An outside attacker breaking into a house, somehow incapacitating a grown man with sedative compounds, stabbing him 3 times with surgical precision, and then leaving without a trace in 79 minutes with 3 other people in the house, is not a scenario that holds up. Investigators spend years building this case. The 3 men, Price, Zaborsky, and Ward, are not charged with murder. The evidence, as strong as it is circumstantially, doesn't meet that threshold. Instead, in 2008, they are charged with obstruction of justice, conspiracy, and evidence tampering. The allegation is that they altered the scene, cleaned up evidence, and lied to investigators about what happened that night. The case goes to trial in 2010. The trial is a bench trial, decided by a judge, not a jury, and it runs through the spring and summer of 2010 in the Superior Court of the District of Columbia. The prosecution lays out everything: the inconsistencies in the defendant's accounts, the forensic findings, the condition of the scene, expert testimony about what the physical evidence does and doesn't reflect, the toxicology results, the precision of the wounds. The defense argues that none of it directly proves their clients did anything, that the intruder scenario, however unlikely it appears, has not been conclusively eliminated, that there is no direct evidence linking any of the three men to Robert's death. On June 29, 2010, Judge Lynn Leibovitz acquits all three defendants on all charges. The court finds that the government has not met its burden of proof. The judge acknowledges in her written opinion that the evidence raises serious questions about the defendants' accounts. But questions and reasonable doubt are not the same thing as proof, and that's where the case ends. No one has ever been charged with the murder of Robert Wone. The case is still open. Here's what the documented record leaves behind: a 79-minute window, a guest bedroom that showed no signs of struggle, wounds that were precise and controlled, toxicology results suggesting incapacitation, no evidence of an external intruder, three men in the house who gave accounts that investigators found deeply inconsistent with the physical evidence, and a legal system that processed all of it: the scene analysis, the forensic testing, the grand jury, the criminal trial, and still couldn't produce a conviction. Robert Wone arrived at a friend's house on a Wednesday night in August. He was 32 years old. He was kind and hardworking and well-liked, and he had a whole life ahead of him. He didn't leave that house alive, and nearly 20 years later, no one has been held accountable for why. That's the part that stays with you.